the history of Kenosha punk according to Tim.
Go.
What's happening?
Go slow. Don't rush it. Everybody rushes it. I hate that shit.
I'm down to not rush.
Start with Urban DK.
Urban DK.
What the fuck does that stand for? I'm not gonna say much because everything I say I have to edit.
You gotta take it out?
Yeah.
Alright, well, Urban Decay is like this. I remember one of my first bands, second band actually, was called Identity Crisis. It was me, Bill Meyer, and Dion DeCello, and for a while Danny Torres was in the band, but he left. We had a gig one night at Fatty's, Pancho Villa's, you know, turned into Fatty's Round Lounge at the hotel on 60th Street that's not there anymore. We played with a band called Urban Decay. I actually played on the dude's drums. Them guys were older than us, obviously. They had weird long hair and bald and long, and they did their thing, and it wasn't bad. I talked to them. They had been a band for a long time, since the early 80s. And by the time they played at Fatty's, they were, you know, old and slow, I guess. And
Can I ask you about that first '84 single, the one with
you talking about the Squirm? That fucking their old tape? They had a tape and a CD when I joined.
There's a Skinhead one like from '84 where it's available single.
I haven't seen it. That I wouldn't know, man, because that was the old incarnation of the band, and that was when I first had met him. Is all it is. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. About a year and a half later, Bob Decay started hanging out at the port. Me being newly 21 and 22, I lived at the fucking port. I was at the port of Kenosha more than I was at my own house. Constantly at that motherfucker. Well, I'd see Bob in there, and he'd say, "Hey, Tim, I remember that gig we played. Well, you're a drummer, right?" "Yeah, I'm a drummer." He's like, "Man, I need a drummer. You need to come play with me, man. You know, we need a drummer." And I wasn't doing anything at the time. So I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll do it. I'll do it." And I meant it. Yeah, I'll do it. But, you know, it never did materialize. And then I'd see him the next weekend. "Hey, man, I need you to play drums for me." And I would be like, "Oh, yeah, dude, I'll do it." And once again, I meant it. And the next weekend, and the next weekend, and the next weekend, and the next for like fucking 3 months. Until finally, the one time I seen him, I was like, "All right, yes, fuck, I said yes, let's do it. Tell me when, tell me where, I'll fucking be there." Mostly, he badgered me into it. So, yeah, man, I went down to his house. Bob had a great jam spot, man. You know, he had built a nice house. He had this fucking great jam spot up in the garage. No, Bob Decay.
Oh,
Bob Decay. Grundy, yeah. So, I went in and I started playing drums with Urban Decay, the old lineup. And, you know, they gave me music to learn. They had this cassette called Squirm that came out in the late 80s. And it was a fucking long cassette, dude. It had a lot of songs on it, and they were all pretty good. And I learned them. I liked them, even. But then they had this new CD that they had just come out with, right? And the CD fucking sucked. It was terrible. Like, it was all slow and fucking just bad. And you know, I wasn't serious about the band because it wasn't my band. I was just playing drums for them. And I kind of like refused to learn the fucking songs, right? Because they just weren't good. And I played out with them 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, you know, bar shows here and there. And whatever. The other guys in the band, the bass player and the singer, they were pissed because I wouldn't learn those songs. Right? Because I flat refused. I was like, "Dude, they suck. We don't need to play them anyway." And so they started to grumble to Bob. Like, "Bob, you got to get fucking rid of this dude. You know, we need a new drummer." Right? So
this dude being you.
Me, being me. Right, yeah. So, fucking Bob comes, you know, I show up to practice. He's like, "Why don't you come down?" And, you know, so I went down to his house, and he said, "You know what? Those guys fucking want to get rid of you, and I don't want to, man. I like that kind of shit, you know." And he's like, "I don't want to throw no one out of any bands and anything, but I'm just gonna quit that band. And me and you, we could quit that band and start a new one." He's like, "You know anybody that plays?" And I was like, I am from Kenosha. Yeah, I have a few friends that play." And he's like, "Great, well, let's do it." So right then and there, I called Dion, you know, because Dion was in my last band, Identity Crisis, and I knew he'd be down. "Dion, you want to play bass, a new band?" Me and Bob Decay, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm down." So we got Dion,
Tell me a bit about Dion.
Dion's my buddy. I've known Dion forever. Love Dion. Kill or die for Dion. But Dion's the guy that we all fuck with on purpose because he's so fun to fuck with. Still, he's my good buddy. You know, don't get me wrong. Dion's fucking the shit. He's my good friend. And he's a good bass player. You know? He was a guitar player. He learned to play bass. I had played with him in a few other bands before, like Dale, Sin City Rockers, you know, because Dale would go through drummers like most people go through underwear.
Right.
And played with them, you know. And we had our Identity Crisis band, me and him and Bill Meyer, which was fucking pretty cool. That was that.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so Identity Crisis, well, I just mentioned, was me and Bill Meyer and Dion DeCello. Every day would go to Gary's house and buy a gram of pot. $10.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah. Go back to Bill's house, smoke a gram of weed, and then play music, right? And whatever fucking we played became songs, you know? So we're talking heavy-duty, punk-influenced THC music. And it was good and fun. We had a blast playing, you know? And, but then, you know, Bill Meyer, who you guys probably don't know, he took off with the Ren Fair a long time ago. But he was a founding, you know, Kenosha punk. He had a band in high school called Gilligan's Army before I met him. And then when we met, it was me, him, and Alan, or Otis. He goes by now. Otis Richard Allen Nation Roberts.
Allen Nation.
Allen Nation, yeah. He introduced me to Bill Meyer and his friend Brian.
I'm Dan Meyer.
No, Bill Meyer this is. Bill Meyer.
Remember young Dan Meyer?
Oh, I do remember, yes, Dan Meyer.
Skateboard crew.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta back up a little bit.
That's alright, do your thing.
Do it.
Alright, so, we formed a band.
Oh, and I dashed the camera.
That's alright. We formed a
Fucking
band.
professional.
Me, dude, you are a professional. Me, Bill Meyer, Allen Nation, and this guy Brian. We formed my first band, Spot.
I know what Brian you're talking about. Dark hair, motherfucker, skateboard good as a motherfucker.
Yeah, he skateboarded.
I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. We had my first band, Spot. Spot was fucking funny. You know, none of us could play. We were so young, you know, we were just young punks. Let's start a band. So we did, you know. And, you know, I bought some drum set from some guy from the 60s. It was all, you know, in his basement for 30 years. Yeah, I got one. It was a guy from my mom's bar, you know. I bought it. And, dude, we had a band, Spot, and it was the shit. We made a record, you know. We went to Renwood Studios, George Renner, way back in the day. He still worked at Pielli's, this guy, but he had a little studio in his basement. We made a record. It was all right, you know. Bill Meyer, he was the guitar player and singer, and I played drums, obviously. Alan played bass, and Brian played rhythm guitar. That lasted for a while, and split. And then Bill and I and Dion started Identity Crisis. And Identity Crisis was a good band, like I said, THC band. We were all so stoned when we played. I remember we had this gig at Schmidt Brothers with Alter Ego, you know. And so here's Identity Crisis and Alter Ego. So I made flyers. It was like Psychosis Productions presents.
Hold on a second.
Just a little down.
Turn that fucking shit off!
Little down. So get this. We played a couple shows at Schmidt, but great shows, by the way. Fucking
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Jeff Tari, I remember he jumped up on the bar singing and kicking drinks and shit. The poor bartender wasn't expecting the crowd that showed up. There was like 200 people in this bar. He didn't even. The register was just open and fucking cash is everywhere, dude. We fucking killed it. It was fun. I remember me and Jeff Tari were both out behind Schmidt Brothers puking because fucking we were so nervous. I was like, here, dude, I'll hold your hair, you puke, you hold my hair, we'll puke, because we're hair from.
I don't have any hair.
No, we didn't. But at the time I did. So we
Alright.
Hold on now. So, anyways, that was the history of all that. After that, I didn't have nothing to do, and then that's when Bob came along. So, like I had told you before, we quit Urban Decay, and we started a new band. It was me and Bob and Dion. And Bob's bright idea, he fucking decided he liked this guy, Chris, singer. Chris ran the door at the Fireside. And,
Fireside Westeries.
yeah, he was,
Trick question.
yeah. He was a fucking dick. He was so full of shit, this guy. He could sing, alright, but everybody in Chicago hated him because he was a dick at the door of the fireside. He was a dick to the punks. I have no idea why fucking Bob picked this guy. But, you know, at first he filled it, you know, he did alright. He sang alright. The problem with him was he was so full of shit. I remember being embarrassed. We'd do a gig, and then afterwards, I could hear him talking to people, and I could hear the bullshit coming out of his mouth, and I was embarrassed to know this guy because he was just.
What do you mean by bullshit? Like?
No, I mean like he would fabricate stories about people that he knew, like Billy Corgan from fucking Smashing Pumpkins or whatever. And
why would you want to do a thing like that?
I don't know why he did that. I don't know.
Well, how many singles did you record?
With him, we just made one. That first Urban Decay demo tape. Well, first, we decided, by the way, back up, that like I said, we quit Urban Decay and started a new band. But then we decided that the name was cool and it was already established. So fuck it, we'll keep the name.
Established?
The name, yeah. Bob had a lot of contacts under that name. He trademarked it even. Bob's thing. So, we kept the name.
He Gene Simmons it?
Yeah, totally. Fuck yeah, he Gene Simmons it. You bet. Trademark. Bob does that. That's his thing. As a matter of fact, he had a blues band on the side he called the Subdudes. Subdudes.
I get it.
Well, it turns out some fucking shit band that was signed to like Capitol or something.
But there's so many Urban Decay records, man.
I know. There's a bunch before us. And then we had a bunch after. But poor Bob, I mean, lucky Bob, some band that was signed on a major label had that name, Subdudes, but Bob had already had it trademarked in Illinois. So he made Capitol, he was going to sue him, he made Capitol, they gave him like 12 grand for the rights of the name.
Shut the front door.
No, yeah, man. He fucking lucked out. But, Urban Decay, okay, so, got Dion, me and Bob and Dion started writing songs.
Give me a year.
Huh?
A year.
Oh, the 95 this would be. Early 95 is when it started. Me and Bill and Dion started writing songs. We played only a couple of the older Decay songs, the rest were new. And then Bob got this singer, Chris, the fucking dildo, who could sing kind of.
Wait. Oh, I remember what you're talking about.
The first Chris.
Stop right here, pause. It's just professional, I'm telling you. Go.
Do your thing. Alright, so this first Chris, right, like I said, he was the one that was full of shit. God, I was embarrassed to be in the band with him. But he could sing a bit.
Why is that?
Because, like I said, he was full of shit. Like, whenever we would go at gigs, you know, people fucking, they open up their houses to us, they fucking set up a show in their town, we go to their town, you know, we're staying in their place, you know, and here's this asshole, clearly so full of shit, that I was embarrassed to be in the fucking band with him, okay? I would just like, oh, I couldn't even deal with it, I would just not hear it, you know? He was so full of shit. He even dated Vilma here from telling who Vilma is.
I do not.
Well, Vilma's this cool chick that used to hang out back in the day. Beautiful girl. Super cool. And here he is, fucking kind of dating her. And she fell for him all because of his bullshit, you know what I mean? He was,
I don't know, like, you have to elaborate a little more, I don't know what you're saying.
He lied to her, he fucking talked himself up, and him
about
being,
what?
I don't know.
Being
him
a rock
being,
star or something
yeah,
like
like,
that?
yeah, him, you know, just made up all this fake personality for her
There's
to fall.
no rock stars out of Kenosha.
No, well, he's not from Kenosha, remember? He's a Chicago dude.
Or Winthrop Harbor, either.
He's a fake fucker. Anyways, whatever.
Winthrop Harbor ain't shit either.
We made a demo. We fucking did it at a place called Attica Studios. The dude's name was Chuck Achita. I'll never forget that.
Where's that?
Attica Studios is in Chicago, and it's called Attica because it's in the fucking attic of one of those Chicago row houses, literally fucking 4 stories up. So we had to drag all our fucking gear fucking to the sky to make this fucking record.
Which record?
The demo, Urban Decay, In the Blood.
The In the Blood?
Yeah, that demo.
Alright, so where were all the songs?
In the Blood, obviously, the fucking dwarf.
Let me say again. Who wrote the songs?
Dion and me and Bob.
Dion and I?
Dion, I, and Bob wrote the songs. Dion can write. He's talented. Bob could write. You know, it's punk rock. He'd been doing it for years. Fucking, we made songs. And, you know, the songs on that record were like, you know, we did one cover and put on In the Blood, Dwarves. And then the rest, one of them was an older DK song, or a couple of them were Sick, you know, other songs. and it was a great record. We had that fucking cool, at the very beginning of it, we had this demo. It was like from a sample from some army film. This is the UH-1 helicopter firing a blah 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 missile. And you hear the missile fire. And right when it's about to, the explosion is the music. Yeah. So that fucking record, dude, just like that fucking record kicked ass. That demo, he sent it out to everywhere, and fucking they wrote it up on Maximum Rock and Roll. It fucking opened so many doors for us, cause that fucking, you know, pat myself on the back. That fucking record rocked. It was fucking awesome. You know, the best band I've been in so far. There was some sort of magic there. That fucking band kicked ass.
All right, I'm gonna stop for 1 second, and then I want to ask the next. You ready?
Yeah.
Talk to me about 1096, Dean Lipke.
Oh man.
Do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Okay. Dean Lipke, dude.
Hold on. Come on, you sexy beast. I want to fucking focus on you. Oh, come on, smile at me,
right, you know, Dean and the Lipkes, them motherfuckers are older than me, and I'm fucking a fossil right now, dude. But, so those are the guys that I fucking came up with, you know. I'm 12 years old at a punk show, my first punk show at the fucking Eagles Club downtown here in Kenosha. And, you know, I'm drunk, and it's fucking insane. People are ripping the fucking sinks off the walls. There's this much water on the fucking floor, dude. A punk show. And 1096 was one of the fucking bands. And that was my first fucking experience with Dean Lipke, man. And I was just like, man, that shit's cool. I'm gonna do that too, you know?
Tearing sinks off is cool.
No, man. Yeah, fuck yeah. Destruct back then, you're 12 years old, fuck yeah. Destroy.
What about the music, though?
The music was fucking insane. It was fucking fast. It was angry. It was political. And it fucking rocked. It went into my soul, man. It fucking clicked something in my fucking little angry brain, and I was like, fuck yes. I want a piece of that, dude. That's the shit, you know? And that was it, dude, from then on. Fuck everything else, man. I started buying punk records, you know? That was like 12 years old. I think that was fucking 83, man, or 84. Maybe I was 13. I don't fucking know. But that was it. But, you know, Dean, as I got to know him, could be a fucking dick, you know? We had a gig, first gig, like a spot gig. I forget where we played. It was in all they just show at a bar. And I remember Dean was talking to some fucking people from the bar, dude, and they're like, who are these guys? And he goes, they're just fucking kids. Just don't fucking pay attention to them fucking kids. You're here to see us. Fuck them guys. You know? Fuck them guys. And he used to try to pull his fucking rank, you know, like punk rock rank, dude. And at first, you know, I was like, fuck you, because I was a little kid, and, you know, anybody fucks with you back then, like, fuck you, you little fucker. And I didn't like him, you know, at first. And what ended up happening is, well, I wasn't going anywhere, so I guess he was thinking that, there's just some kids, they ain't gonna be here fucking next week, so fuck them. Well, I was there next week, and the week after, and the week after, so eventually, grudgingly, I got some respect from Dean, you know? And we became friends. We did become friends, you know? He was a good friend of mine. I mean, it's not like, we weren't good enough friends to where I'd go to his fucking kid's christening or whatever, but we were good enough friends to where I'd pull him out of the bar or whatever, we'd go off and do our little thing. You know, I knew him, I'd go to his house, I'd hang out with him, we'd fucking misbehave here and there, whatever.
What about 1096 sets?
Oh man,
fucking sets.
Dude, I loved them. I mean, the shows were fucking incredible. I would just watch Mooney play, you know, because I was learning still. I wouldn't even be in the pit, man, back then. Fuck the pit. I was on the side of the stage watching the
Best place to watch, side or back?
Yeah, always. That's what I did. I watched fucking Moon, you know? And that's how I did.
Tell more about that, please.
Oh, man, that was my thing. I'd fucking watch the bands. I would stand on the side of the stage and I would watch that drummer. I'd watch what he did and when he did it, and I'd fucking remember that shit. And I'd take it home and try to do it myself. That's how I'd be learning how to play. I watched him. I watched Tommy Capone and Birth Defects. I watched them all the drummers. Fucking Jeff Moe. He was fucking brilliant drummer. You know, he dropped out early.
What do you think about a young player like Joey Miller?
Joey Miller is fucking rocking, dude. You ask Joey, he'll tell you that I taught him how to play drums, and I really didn't teach him how to play drums.
I'm fully aware, but that's the way it feels.
I know. I'm flattered, but you know, he had the natural talent. I'd be playing, and I'd look over, and where was Joey Miller? On the next to the stage, watching me play. You know, just like I did coming up. That's just a Kenosha thing, I guess.
Can you talk a little bit more about Moon?
Mooney, he was fucking a wreck, dude. Mooney was a wreck. Back in the day, Mooney was.
What do you mean by that?
He would cut himself.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
he'd get drunk.
His records, though.
Oh man, he's brilliant. As far as a hardcore drummer goes, you can't get any better than Mooney. Mooney fucking rocks at hardcore drums. I mean, he's not Neil Peart or whatever. He's not a technical drummer, but
Who the fuck wants to be Neil Peart?
Not me. He can play the fuck out of hardcore, And I remember I fucking really felt like I had fucking done something, like I had become a little bit of a drummer, just a little bit. One day when Mooney fucking said, "Hey man, you got really good. Have a beer."
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna have to start getting Mooney impressions now.
Yeah, Mooney. Shut up. Give me a beer.
All right, stop.